Randy Ferris, head basketball coach at Central Academy of Excellence, coming to you again from Coach's Corner on Cascade Sports. Cascade Sports, the home of the student athlete. We are privileged today to be at the home of the Bulldogs, Grandview High School, where I've got a lot of experience and been here for a long time helping out the Bulldog programs. One of the programs that's up and coming is the football program here at Grandview, and we're here today with the football coach, Jeremie Picard. Coach Picard, good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, Ray.
Now, Coach Picard and I kind of go back, not he and I personally, but he was friends with my son when they were in high school. He graduated from Lee Summit North.
That's right, 1998, year after JP's.
Yeah, so I've known him for a while, kind of off and on, and then got to know him really well once he came here to Grandview. And at first at Grandview, you were an assistant coach in the football program, but what other capacities have you helped out here?
I started as an assistant football coach and an assistant wrestling coach, and a couple years into those tenures, I took over as the head wrestling coach for 4 years. I stayed an assistant on the football team, kind of slowly becoming a more bigger role, I guess, as coordinator as I went. And last year got the chance to take over as an interim head coach, and this year they took off the interim part.
So. Well, you know, something that I've always kind of wondered before we get into your successes last year, which were really nice. Your predecessor was a quarterback, and he was a quarterback coach,
right.
And you've been a lineman your whole life.
Right.
Do you think that your perspective has brought a change to the team?
I think in a fashion, yeah. But you know, I also learned a lot from Andy, and a lot of my playbook is from what I learned from Andy, because without a lot of that stuff, I would have been running the ball exclusively a lot of times, and so
the grunt work inside.
Right. But I definitely think there's a greater emphasis on the boys up front and things like that, because I just believe football is won in the trenches and lost in the trenches more often even, and so there's definitely a change there. But you know, again, it's all a hybrid. We're learning from each other all the time.
Yeah.
So
well, and football's changed on every level so much with everything being so spread out. But taking what you have learned and what you knew and put it all together, had a great season last year. Especially, it's your first season as a head coach. So could you go over a little bit about what happened during the year last year?
Well, I was really fortunate to take over when I did. We had 22 seniors last year. So I wasn't coming into an empty cabinet. That was a big part of the deal. We had multiple collegiate athletes on that roster, and some guys that really had a higher football IQ. And that really helped. And I guess the nice part is, too, they were not changing offenses. I was the offensive coordinator the year before and the year before anyway. But now I guess in a sense I was coordinating it and driving my own bus. So it was sort of hand in hand, as opposed to sort of a lot of what happened like sort of with me and Andy, where I was really like, I was coordinating, but a lot of times the play calling was divided. So he would have part of it and I would have part of it. It might have been a little more seamless just having one person able to do that all at once. So I think that was consistency for them was a big piece of the puzzle.
Okay, now talk a little bit about the results, the record, and what you did at the end of the season last year.
Well, it was a really rough end to the year. Our last game was something
it's a rough end for all teams except one team. Everybody ends in loss but one team.
Right. But we had a great season. We really did. We took huge steps, big building blocks for the future. It was our first winning season in over a decade. Which is very easy to be proud of. But, you know, obviously can't settle on that either. But we had a lot of really good things happen. We ruined a couple of homecomings and won our own. So we actually won 3 homecoming games last year.
That's a good deal.
We beat Platte County for the first time ever, which was a lot of fun and something I'd like to repeat in about 24 hours. So.
Yeah, okay. That's a good idea. So I want you to tell us here in close. This will be the last thing that we really talk about, but I want you to talk about the future of the program, including this year and ahead of time, and then what an effect. Because I think you've had more track kids play football in the last couple of years than before. Before we had a lot of kids that just ran track.
Right.
So how's the track program now helping the football program?
Well, I think it goes both ways.
Yes.
One of our quarterback, for example, was running an AAU track national champion. He was on the national tournament, 4 weeks ago. We have a lot of guys that we encourage to go do that. And I think in part, having more of those guys out there helps to market us right back to ourselves, so to speak. And I think it's just more a symbiotic sort of relationship as opposed to trying to pull you from track. I'm encouraging my boys to run track and to get on a shot put and a discus circle, to go be a part of something and compete and win and go promote what we do too. And I think it's working. We're getting more of those guys to come out and want to be a part of what we do too. And I think it's just going together.
Well, and I was here full time for 17 years, and then the last couple of years I'm just here teaching a little bit. But we always had such great speed in this school, but all of the speed didn't go out for football. So I think
Right.
maybe you're becoming a beneficiary of that.
Oh, absolutely. And going on the future of what we're doing, we have a huge group of seniors this year. We went from 22 last year to 21 this year, which says a whole lot for obviously retention of good athletes, but it also says something for how prepared they are and their ability to lead and sort of set more groundwork, put one more brick in the wall for the future. We have a freshman program that has 42 guys on it right now.
Great.
For us, that is huge, and obviously boons well for the future too.
It sure does. It sure does. So, without giving away the scouting report, can you tell us a little bit about tomorrow night's game?
Well, I can say for one, they have a very qualified quarterback, and they'll lean on him. Platte County is known for doing that. They like to spread the field a little bit more than most. And I really think it's just going to be a really hard-fought game. We've never had games with them that are blowouts. Even when we've lost for years, it was always a game until a point. That was usually later in the game. So I'm kind of guessing we'll have a lot more of the same. Just really hoping we can get 2 in a row.
Well, best of luck to you both tomorrow night and through the whole season.
I appreciate it.
And congratulations on your tenure here, the totality of what you've done here at Grandview, because you've really done a great job.
I appreciate it.
So, closing out the program, as I always do, I'll say to everyone out there, go hard or go home.